Hello there once again. We're coming at you once again from Long Beach, California. And once again, I thought it'd be fun to talk about the PC police. That stands for, of course, the politically correct police. These are politicians and people in the media who are always virtue signaling. They think it is their job. They think they are the self-appointed anointed ones, the higher moral authority, if you will. And it is their job to tell us that they are good and who is bad. And if you don't have the same views as they are, then you are bad. If you don't vote for these people, then you are bad. If you vote for their opponents, you are bad. Now, I was reading an interesting article on the internet last night, and Nancy Pelosi and some of these Democrats, they wanted to take President Andrew Jackson off a $20 bill and replace him with Harriet Tubman. Now, for anybody who doesn't know, Harriet Tubman was a slave, and she was a part of an Underground Railroad, and she helped free a lot of the slaves with the Underground Railroad. Now, the reason these people want to take off Andrew Jackson is because from a $20 bill is that he was a slave owner. Now, this is what gets me about these Democrats and these self-appointed anointed ones. Look, I think before you go talking about people like Andrew Jackson who have been dead for hundreds of years, you need to look in the mirror and see that you are not perfect. We are all flawed people. We all have strengths and weaknesses. Now, while it is true Andrew Jackson was a slave owner, that does not mean that he was the worst possible human being ever. You know, I mean, he was also a president of the United States. But what these people are trying to do is they are trying to erase history. They think all this man should be remembered for is being a slave owner, when there was so much more to his life than just that one little thing. Now, of course, being a slave owner is not a good thing, but let's be honest. Over 200 years ago, the world was a very different place. And you know, the important thing about history is we try to learn from history. Okay, so I can't think of a single person I know today that is a slave owner. And if anybody got caught owning slaves, they would go down real quick. They would be going to prison. But you know, the world was a very different place 200 years ago. And I heard President Trump give an interview about this recently. He says, yeah, I have no problem with Harriet Tubman being honored, but you know, why do we have to take Andrew Jackson off the $20 bill? Maybe we could come up with a special, $2 bill with Harriet Tubman. Why not? You know, in fact, if you think about it, that would make an honor like this that much more special, you know? And this is the thing that gets me about these Democrats and their virtue signaling. Like I said, anybody that has studied history, the thing with history is you try to learn from it, not repeat it. But, and then another Democrat running to be the President of the United States, Pete Buttigieg, Mayor Pete, as he likes to have people call him, he says that when Democrats hold events, he thinks it's very important, like, they should not name anything anymore after Thomas Jefferson, again, because he was a slave owner, and that would be wrong to give him such an honor. Thomas Jefferson, he was also one of the main writers of the Declaration of Independence. Like Andrew Jackson, he was a president of the United States. These are very complex men. The world was a very different place back then. And I think it is wrong, because of, one flaw or one little thing they did wrong, no matter how huge you may think it is, to try to erase other things they did in history. You know, a lot of these people, they want to, let's knock down General Robert E. Lee's statue because he was on the wrong side, of the Civil War. I just think it's wrong to do stuff like that. So I'd like to know your thoughts on this. So what do you think? Don't you think it's important that we try to learn from history rather than repeat it? I know I sure do.